All right, recording is rolling. It is Thursday, February 1st. Today's going to be Zoetrope Day. So I gave you guys this template you have in front of you, and I will model what I'm going to have you guys do. You guys make this this loop animation. Okay. Now I have my own pre-printed template. It's a little bit different than yours, but I'll just go along. Okay. So this is going to be a 2-day project. So today I'm going to have you guys draw your animation frames and cut out some windows, do a little bit of cutting. Okay. And tomorrow we're going to finish gluing and stringing this thing together. Yesterday I gave you guys your next take-home quiz, so that's due on Monday. So you guys have a few days to do that. Okay. So here, flip my screen over here. Let's look at. Do you guys know when the very first video was ever recorded? Very first video. Yeah. Well, before 1960. So you could make a case for maybe 1878 is when these photographs were taken. There are a couple guys who were making a bet on when a horse is running, when it's in motion, is there any point where all 4 hoofs are off the ground, or is at least one foot or one hoof always in contact with the ground at some point? So how are they going to sell this bet? What they ended up doing was setting up 12 individual cameras, and they had a horse run by that tripped strings that would click the cameras. Right? So you could put this together, and you could call this maybe the first video. Now, every single frame you need an individual camera for. Back in 1878, right? And you can see who won the bet. These 2 frames up here, right? The horse, at some point is completely off the ground, right? When it's in motion. Yeah, that's Moy Bridges horses right there. Moy Bridges horses. All right. Then while I was taking attendance, I played you guys this video. Let's scoot through little parts of this. So it's showing a little flip book animation, what it's about. I find here's kind of what we're making. That right there, you guys see that? That's the Zoetrope we're making. If you want to see some pre-made versions, you guys see 4 hanging from the ceiling back there. So there's some models from previous years. See a little bit of this in motion. So see right there, it just looks all blurry, right? Doesn't make any sense. But if you look through these windows, see a strobe effect. Oh, look at that. Right. So you're going like that, right? And then later on, they showed some fancy 3D versions. They got the Ghibli version here. They got a Pixar version here. Right. Now these 3D models, you need a strobe light. Right. We're gonna do the version looks more like this one that has the windows in it. Go look through the windows. Right. Right. So that's what we're aiming for. Right. Right. So back over here. Right. And then for the video, here I got one pre-made. Right. So this template, I'm starting off with this template. I'm gonna cut and glue it, and by the end of last class period, I got to look in here, and then you guys will come up with your own animation designs, right? I left your guys completely blank, but we're getting about to that point. And then by the end of tomorrow, so the weekend, we'll put this together in a loop, throw a string on it, right? It's got the windows. If you look through the windows, you'll see that strobe effect, right? It's a really good effect too. So if you guys want to try it, there's some back there. Right? I'll give you guys one tip. I'll give you guys a few tips, but here's one of them. Do you guys notice how these animation frames are like big, wobbly looking silhouette? Look at images. That actually works better for this type of animation. If you draw animation frames that have like a lot of little fine detail and like little that doesn't work as well as the big blobby silhouette looking, right? So you guys have markers that put on your desk, but better for that. Right? If you want to see some in the back, I think there's one in the back that has looks kind of like this, has a bat flap its wings, works the best out of those 4. Because it's like that. Right. So your guys, this is the blank one. Mine has the cats printed on it, just like I do this a little faster with my tutorial. Right. So either way, what we're gonna do is start by this is really 2 halves. We need to break this into 2 halves. So you can either cut along the center, or you can fold it along the center and tear it. Either way, right, I'm just gonna from here on out use this cat version. So I'm gonna fold this down. Get a good crease right there. So this cardstock tears really nice. I'm just gonna tear mine. If you want to, you guys do have scissors, you can cut it. It's all right too. Boom. Right. So you guys see it's gonna go side by side like that, right? And then eventually tomorrow I'll have you guys glue it around the move like that, cylinder, right? Won't quite get there today. All right. All right, next up. So I do want to glue these side by side, but I need to make a couple of modifications. Right? Do you guys see? Well, you guys see these rectangles right here? These rectangles. These are going to be the windows that you're going to cut out. Like I did it on this one. Here's the one I finished last class period. You guys see I cut out these windows, right? And see how going from one paper to the other paper. Say I glued these together. See how the spacing is equal spacing from window to window, right across this glue mark, right? So I want to align the windows like that. Otherwise, see if I have them like this, it's like, okay, equal space, and then a huge jump. And then we're back to this. That would look all choppy. It wouldn't be right. So I gotta have this equal spacing. But there's this huge extra margin right here. So I have a margin on the left and the right. Now I want one margin there so that I can put some glue, but I don't need both of them. In fact, I don't want both of them. So I'm gonna cut off the left margin, and I'm gonna do it to both of these. I'm gonna cut off the left margin. Okay. So left margin is going away. Goodbye, left margin. It's gone. Okay. And then over here on this one, again, left margin is gone. Boom. So that'll be able to loop around like that. Is that? Next step. Oh, let's go ahead and cut out. Or how about this? Do you guys see how I have everything lined up like it's gonna ultimately be lined up? You guys see that? Right. Now these two papers. I'm gonna go back and redesign this a little bit. Do you guys see how the papers aren't exactly matched at the top and bottom edges? Right. Like this one, the left side's a little bit up and the right side's a little bit down. Right. Now when I get this final Zoetrope together and get it spinning, I do want it to be radially symmetrical. Otherwise, it'd be all lopsided, right? The center of gravity will be off, right? So let me take care of that right here. All I have to do is shave off the top part of this one and shave off the bottom part of this one. Now, how much am I talking about? Now, my own version, which again, remember, my printing's a little bit different than yours, so careful about that. Your measurements might be a little different than mine. It's about 1/2 centimeter. I'm going to cut off about 1/2 centimeter there, and also about 1/2 centimeter there. So I'm going to measure that first. Okay. Say measure twice, cut once. So go 1/2 centimeter, 1/2 centimeter. Right, then make a line that I'll cut along. Zip, I'm gonna shave that off. Right, and then this other one to make this lined up. We go 1/2 centimeter, boom. 1/2 centimeter, boom. Then line that up, straight edge. Zip. Right. And I'm gonna cut that off. Right. All right. So when I shave that bit off and shave that bit off, right, now everything's gonna align vertically. Right. That's what I want. Boom. Okay. Okay. Next step, I want to cut out these windows. Cut out these windows. Okay. So I always get asked every year, how do you cut out the windows? What I usually do is just carefully push the scissors through the middle, the window I'm going to cut out, okay. And then just carefully cut around. Okay. There might be another way you could do this too. I've seen some students have like cut from the edge. Now you could do it that way. If you do it that way, you'll have to go back after the fact and glue a strip of paper across the top to make it solid across the top. I'm just gonna carefully cut out this window this way.
Many times.
Gonna pause the video while I'm cutting the rest of these. Gonna do a jump cut in this video here. All right, record and resume. So, do a little time jump in the video. I got all my windows cut out. Right, now I know I want to glue these together like this, but you guys notice how if I do glue these together, one of my windows gets covered up. That might probably be the same for you guys too. Right. So what I want to do is cut a little notch right here in this window so that the light can go through. I'm just going to go ahead and cut a notch right here. Boom, boom. Right. And same thing on the other piece, because tomorrow I'll have you guys wrap this around into a cylinder. So we'd run into the same issue on the other one, right, on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a notch, boom, right here. Notch, notch. Oh, look at that. There we go. Okay. All right. So you guys do have glue bottles on your desk. Just a little bit glue today, a little bit glue tomorrow. Right. So we're going to save the whole cylinder wrap for tomorrow, but maybe I want these two halves to go together. So go down some glue. Now, one property I'm looking for when I glue this on top of this is that these window spacings are equal even across the glue jump. Okay. So what is this window spacing? Now, for my template, it's 3.5 centimeters. Now, your guys is a little bit different. Let me see what it is for you guys. For you guys, it's going to be, looks like 2.9 centimeters. 2.9 centimeters for you guys from window to window. And for me, it's like 3.5. Right. So when I glue this on top of this, say I'm looking for window spacing of 3.5 centimeters. Let me separate that a little bit. Okay, that was about what I want. Okay. Make sure that the animation's in a straight line. Straight line animation, boom, boom. We have 3.5 centimeter gap, boom. Okay, that's exactly how I want that aligned right there. Okay. All right. Now, of course, I have the pre-printed animation frames. You guys get to use your imagination. If you want some ideas, there's some past ones back there. I've seen running animals, flying birds, bats. I've seen bouncy balls. I've seen growing trees. There's one back there. Someone has the moon orbiting the Earth. It's cool animation. Yeah, all kind of ones I've seen. So use your imagination. And I gave you guys a little bit of graph paper, a little bit of grid. So as you go from frame to frame, maybe some parts you'll want to be identical from frame to frame. So you say, okay, it's 4 over, 2 up, something. And some parts maybe change a little bit at a time. Right? And then you can measure exactly how much because you have these little Cartesian grids. All right, so go ahead. You guys got the rest of class period. Use your imagination. Come up with some animation frames. And you want to get to looking about that state by the end of class. And then tomorrow, we'll glue that around in the cylinder, tie on the strings, so that before the weekend rolls around, you'll have this right here. That's a wrap on that video.